along with great range, great tools for both engaged. Dagdu was already talking about it. They should be able to get pushed on the bot side of the map. I mean, Jhin versus Varus, obviously, a lot can determine how both the Rakan and Alistar interact with one another. He got a really nice root off in the minion wave and leveraged the minions to apply the flux, which then allowed him to get a secondary Q off. Now Camille, no flash, sets up for Yike.
And without that flash, he's dead meat. Yike runs in, easy bonk on the head. A small assist for Bloody's hard work.
Nicely done.
Wait and see.
Fury just so good at neutrals, hey. Team Heretics playing defensive ball around this Dragon is at 1300. Shadow Smite just won't commit for now, but Yike's coming in. This might turn into a fight, however. Even with Signal moving through mid lane as well. That flash we talked about, it's still not up. Camilla doesn't have his escape path, and Yike knows it. Second Cyclone incoming, and the kill wanting to go to Bloody. Does so with the Shockwave, bringing it in for a 2-0. And also making some of these side lane plays.
But look at the bot side. Bloody hasn't gone back mid.
Here it is now, the realm wall we were just talking about with the Chain Corruption. Lay it down. Where are you going to move? Sten kept in place. Team Heretics with no chances. Bloody sets up for a 2.
The old school Rise playbook was send a few ganks into the mid lane, open him up, and then let him be unleashed on the map. Vladdy, very familiar with that style of play. He gets those 2 early kills onto Camilo and immediately translates that pressure from mid to the rest of the map.
Hound's Pursuit comes out. Sheo goes invulnerable for the time being. Kalista doesn't have an ulti, but he has flash, he has barrier, 1 used, and Flacket now just needs a root down. The 4th shot will do it anyway. Double summon around, and Flacket now.
Karna's waiting. He's going to get a very nice trade.
It is damage down. Carlson, don't think he has an escape out, and Karna just waiting for the rotation. Bopped around for a bit, he's in the danger zone, but as he flashes away, Karna goes into hammer form. Carlson's just dead. Solo kill for Karna. He's have a game plan in mind.
But I think it was a little bit of over-eagerness from the KC side, right? Yike flashed in, try and make that combo happen. Camilo responds with the flash, but you've always got that invulnerability from Sheo, which makes it very difficult to chase him down. And oh, hang on,
quickness. He's got a ball on top of him as well with the Shockwave waiting. He's not going to get Yike. He came in a little bit late, but Vladdy's still dead. That opens things up with the call of the pack, but Sheo doesn't need to use it. Invulnerability down. His laning has been quite difficult, at least in the last series versus Koi, as Sten gets booted a little bit. Karna's the one with the gold lead, all 1,500 of it. He's going to be Hound's Pursuited. Chains Corruption, though, is a great cover, and he turns it. The last bullet held. Kalist saves his life, and Karna will survive.
Oh, Sheo, he didn't want to overextend. He thought that the Ignite would finish him off, especially with Flacket firing the ult, but now the collapse.
Killer Monkey, Killer Blue Man. There's a Smurf on the way. Getting Flacket cornered up against the wall. There's no escape. A Cyclone into the air. Team Heretics have nowhere to go. Targus to finish off Flacket, while Yike does the rest. What a pitch from KC.
The Blue Man box
their side lane is the ability of Vladdy to quickly collapse. Karna likely going to be able to do something similar when his TP is available in the future. But a bit of an overstep from Heretics, an ambitious play as they thought they'd caught Karna out, ends up in disaster. And now, as we enter the mid-game, a 4K gold lead in favor of KC, looking to take firm control over game 1.
This Dragons, those first 2 aren't going to matter as much, are they? Yike drops the Herald as well. And KC, now it's about opening up mid and using that pressure to stop the Dragon stacking, and they're going to get mid on top of that too, so big win for KC in gold.
I think they got botted as well, actually, but Vladdy going to pull off that, looking for the engagement.
Jesus, save me.
Looking at it in jungle, though, Rumble, finding Vladdy, like, KC are just pushing advantages everywhere.
This is a great example of what we talked about in draft, though. When KC controls the river, how do you enter? Who is that person that face checks for you? How do you really gain that space when Karna, when Vladdy, when Kalist? These are not champions that you want to face check willy-nilly. You need someone who can tank that damage for you, and right now Heretics have no one.
No, look, all bushes are face checkable, sometimes only once.
Quickness, Stand engage. Oh, good disengage from Targus. He bobs and waves, flashes away from the Shockwave, Chains Corruption in response. Kalist wants that range with lethality. Varus finds it as Dragon goes down. Karna adds to the pool as Kalista's isolated for the time being, but he's got a barrier. He's got tools to buy a bit more time. He'll run towards Sheo just like Yike is doing with the second Cyclone and the flank. Target was going to be the extra engage. They just need a kill, but Heretics are losing everything else. The disengage is good, however, and with the equalizer down, maybe there's a chance. Team Heretics at 5 alive, and they want to find Bloody as well, who's caught up, backs against the wall, the flame spitting out onto Yike. Carlson ran in, but now he's overheating his Sheo. Gets a flash out of Bloody, sends out the Darkened Daggers. KC lost 1. Team Heretics somehow lost 0 until now. Camilo in a 1v1, ain't gonna win it against Karna. Eventually it's a 1-for-1. Team Heretics has to fight to stay alive, and KC.
Tonight Heretics, that ability to face check, and oh my god, yeah, that accelerate shock blast. is exactly why not having vision can hurt them.
And look, Kalist as well, as long as he lands something, that follow-up is an instant kill. Vladdy plays zone control while Artican's just going to drop. Carlson comes from the north, to use Verdius' terminology. And as I get the compass out, I want to see how it goes from the west here, because Team Heretics, as they have to run up, they're going to get pin set again. Yike again with a double cyclone. The whole of KC rock on up, and Heretics are split apart. Just outclassed, outmanned, and outsmarted in game one.
The vision checked off, the poke checked off, and then Vladdy setting up with Yike to get the engage that they needed. KC
play on the top side of the map. They know that Kana and Vladdy as a duo could probably take on 4 members of Heretics with their strength, but while all that's happening, they're still doing so much elsewhere on the map. They're punishing Heretics for even trying to respond to punishing their solo member on the top side.
Happening again though, Vladdy's moving in, and again, this guy is Frank the Tank, and with Chain to Corruption, there ain't nowhere you're going but to the bank as KC are cashing in yet again. Vladdy with a second. Sherry stands on the spot. He's been prisoned up. And the key's been thrown away. A double over to Kana. This one's in the books.
Looks like they're trying to get themselves another kill. Carlson, he does have the flash available, but where's he gonna flash to? KC secured themselves another kill, and this time round, KC changed up the plan. Don't play away from the Rise, play with him. They used the ultimate to find a collapse. They get themselves 4 kills, and they're looking to break into the base of Heretics.
And Betty Baron isn't even spawned yet, and already Heretics are stuck in their base. This has been decimation from KC. Like, how do you try and push out of your base as Heretics at this stage? We're already looking at
Mention 2. Nothing that Heretics can do about it. Heretics need to spend the rest of this game figuring out how they're going to adapt in game 2, because this is what peak KC looks like. Strong performance from the solo laners, great support. Heretics try to focus on Kalist, the rest of his team is stepping up, and that's just how League works. The top side is stepping up for KC in game 1. As they set their sights on the tier 3 towers and look to make their way into Heretics base.
Look at their siege. Like, the range is disgusting. You can't step up to the turret. Your wave clear is Oriana.
I think it's also the fact that we get a game like this and we haven't had like Kalist Ezreal come out. We haven't seen like Vladdy Silas's that he's been tending towards as well. You've still got a lot of different varieties of KC still in the tank, but this is a dangerous one.
It really is. Send the monkey in, he'll do the job. And with Nexus turrets now under siege, double cyclone, you'd be grateful it's gone from Heretics, but does it really matter? Chains of Corruption will fly and stand by Team Heretics, still sitting outside the fountain. Both their turrets are now going to drop, but the engage finally coming through, but it's all defense all the time. Jumping in, it's close to a 20,000 gold lead. We're at 17,000 in the bank. KC put their stamp on game 1 in this elimination match.
Marie, you summarize.
But at the same time, Ahri is the main X factor in this draft when I think about it, because she's the one who has the most flexibility. She doesn't really have to go through the poppy. She can still pivot around the sides and find charms to kind of...
from that turret right back into Kana's hands. Remember, he's also taken Ignite into this game as well. No flash, so the lane just that extra bit of volatility added, especially as he approaches level 6.
Yeah, I think it's at the level 6 where you can try and avoid some of the all-in potential from the Jax. It helps out quite a lot and keeps yourself safe. And I think that is some of the help that you can have as the Gwen.
Oh, got back, bop away, Yike, stops him in place. Man, that was smooth move. Flash is available for this Ahri too.
But I do think it's interesting to see the juxtaposition of the two ways these teams are playing, right? Heretics are very much focused on, hey, we want to look.
It is the bot lane of Team Heretics that are forced back and already resetting back out onto the map.
As Vladdy dodges away from the Tangle Barbs, they need to bring an issue in, and that Yike's moving up river and looking for a crush down, which he finds. Sheo ulted up, and Vladdy's ulti goes nowhere, but Sheo should still be dying here. He has to ult back in, but he seeks to desist, will simply desist. Vladdy with his first kill. Now for Camilo running away with his Spirit Rush, or rather...
Summoners would, I say a lot.
Oi, ulti, Grandmaster's might, Carlson's out. He's got Yike in the way though. Can he 1-for-1? No, Kana will stay strong. Yike again, always there when you need him.
Nice try there from Carlson, but...
Heretics can contest.
That is fake Share coming in. Sten with ulti, no flash available. KC, Dragon might be dead before anyone comes in. And yeah, down it goes, 1-for-1. Tarkus goes over the wall, he's found him. Magnus Storm out. Cheeky Nico engaged, just denied. He'll pop Blossom, but he'll die. KC with a pick, and look, Team Heretics want to fight after the thought would bullet time. They might just find something, but Vladdy sends out the wall. Shutdown goes to Sheo, so in the end, the Azir drops. Targus pick off the side as well. You guys were just talking about Team Heretics.
The disengage from Vladdy, Targus, even Yike as well, just makes it very difficult to set up with Flacket.
Arcangel forward, yep, Yike running into Flacket up against the wall, perfect stun. His Poppy is clean, and Kalist has got another kill because of it.
And 15 seconds until that Riptide as well, but here we go.
They're turning the engage, but a Max Storm gets in the way. Good tangle bars to the wall. Up against another wall. Sheo can't move. He bops into Tarkmas. The pop away is good, but Vladdy over the wall is lethal tempoing it up with the buckler to secure the kill. Yike will take one, and KC
knocking him out of the fight and creating a numbers advantage. Now Kana finds himself in a 1v2.
But can he win it out? That's my big question. Camilu's scared. Sten might be scared. Tangle Barb's out. Pop Blossom is going to come after the charm as well. Kana kept in place, but the needlework turns the tide of battle. Onto Sten. It's one more to go, but Sten will walk it out. He survives. No! That is not top lane. You still think it's going pretty well.
Carlson survive this?
There you ask great questions, Dagda. Let me answer them for you. With Vladdy having a wall stun alongside, thanks to Yike, and with the turret about to fall, Carlson either dies staying or lose the turret regardless. A 1-for-1 in terms of building.
Since then, KC have successfully stopped from happening and have only continued to extend their gold lead. 2K with their eyes set on the mid lane tower. The Herald needs to get within range to knock this one down. It should do more than enough damage to secure that objective and set up nicely for KC to make their way towards the Drake.
The charge change makes it that much easier.
Keep your eyes on Sten though, already moving into position on this bottom side of the map. He wants to try and look for some sort of flank play on KC, and I don't think he's been spotted just yet. I didn't quite see the ward that was down there.
Short Barrage comes through, snips out the wave a little bit. Carlson's moving through mid as well. Now that he's got a Trinity Force, he wants to play, but I don't know if KC are going to let him. They're still in River, holding control over this third Drake.
They've given up position on Sten though, so at the moment, KC still have a window to kite back, which is exactly what they want to do with this composition. Just deny Heretics entry in, but Carlson also on a flank.
And Carlson's the guy you need to keep your eyes on, because KC, if they're going to turn on to anyone, it'll be him.
Poppy ult, Yike misses. That's down, 2.5k. Dragon still in contention. Carlson's still there, spotted out. Team Heretics hold control, but it's stolen. Yike just walked up and finished the smite. Sharon now wants an engage. There's a quick shot, or rather, a counter strike. No shot in the end. It's just denied. KC walk it out.
Very patiently played by KC. I will say, that ended up just being a smite fight that Yike ended up getting the better on, because Heretics did a really good job of regaining position in the river. I really thought that a fight was about to blow open there, but neither side wanted to pull the trigger. They have set their sights onto Vladdy though. Trying
to use the tools before, but Vladdy's already flashed away. Charm is going to match though, and kept in place finally. Team Heretics this time. Stend, gonna lens now. Kana's got full stacks, he's just lost it. He's out for the range. Gonna try and clear the wave, counter strike coming through. The turret goes first. Needlework's gonna fly out, 1 versus 3. Seems a bit hard, right, guys? As Kana drops in the end, big shutdown. While Vladdy trades on the other side of the map.
I do feel like they could have done this exact same play on the previous wave.
Play there, Kalist interrupted there, and this Vi is hovering over the wall. Kalist still has flash though. I don't think you can really go for this.
Well, I guess prove us wrong. Kalist, point blank ulti, bullet time, not cancelled in time. Yike tried to help out. Under turret, Sheo escapes the teleport to burn it out. Picture in picture. One from Team Heretics going to match as well. Dragon seems like a done deal with Kalist down for 35.
So I will say this was the play that they got off of that charm play earlier from Kamilu, because Kalist had not backed this entire time. He did have the pots, as Asterix was saying, but he didn't have any inbuilt lifesteal, which means that he didn't really regain that much HP, putting him within window for Sheo and Flacket to find that combo and find a kill. They'll convert it into the mid tower, they'll finally unlock all outer towers, and just like that, for the first time in this game, they'll get themselves a very minor gold lead.
And Vedius, much like your last name, this is night and day from what we saw in Game 1, right? Game 1 was a stomp. It wasn't even close to it. Micro differences and macro differences, all the crow differences flash over the wall. Carlson's just going to get his way out, much like a crow. He
look
flies
at
off.
The resets, like the resets were there for Heretics, but they didn't quite take them because KC immediately turned over towards Atakan. Blacken now trying to move down to help cover.
Teleport going to be churned. Camilo finds nothing off his poke. That TP right in the open here for KC. Peeking his head in is Sten, disguised for the time being, 4.5k. For the Atakan, it's about this. Pop Blossom in. It's a 2-man. Onto Yike as well. They've already taken down one. Tarkmas engages down, but Sten dies in the interim. Yike runs away, but the smite comes in, and finally, Sheo wins the smite fight, but in goes Vladdy. Flies in, interrupted. Sheo
performance from the MF. And Heretics have definitely come online in this series.
It's like Carlson as well, getting a bit more confidence, maybe just in the matchup. He gets a good counter-strike onto Kana, and everyone plays it out. Yeah, the Ignite, you said it, might make the difference. Needlework flying as well. Carlson in trouble. He took that 1v1, and he did not mean to in the end.
It wasn't even close. Kana half HP, and Carlson left wanting off the back of that. Heretics now stepping up over towards the Baron as well. Black had never used the ultimate in the last fight, so has that up and available if they want to try and make something happen here.
I mean, Kana gave him the flaming trim treatment, where the counter-strike really doesn't do much against the snip-snip. And with the additional burn of the Ignite, he was able to win out on the 1v1. And now look at that tower in the bot lane melting. KC have so much control on the map, threatening the bot side, threatening the Baron. The engage comes in.
The engage is good though. Pop Blossom onto Vladdy, knocked into the air. One more bit of damage. Vladdy gets out though. Somehow Show stunned up against the wall. The mid laner surviving is a sting in the teeth. The Sten just has to stand there. The ball time has no setup. It gets some damage, but it doesn't get the results. Team Heretics have now lost 2, and Baron still stares them in the face.
Heretics naturally feel the pressure, and as you rightly said, Hysterics, that looked like a great engage. I need to see the replay as to why they didn't quite have enough damage to clear it out.
Artemis, there's a charm coming. They don't know his HP yet, just the lens. Camilo pokes him out, but teleport's going to be burned by Vladdy, I believe. We know he's walking. He's just put it up.
I mean, they can't contest this Baron.
They
don't have Sheo. He ends up dropping, and the Baron is secured. It felt
transitioning in some of the strongest engages that we've seen in this series.
But I think it's also the fact that Yike has been significantly more active in the early stages. We kind of look at him as someone who shadows for his laners as Vladdy, just able to get out but still locked.
It is a good engage. Sheo starts it off onto Vladdy again. The wall goes sideways. The Max Storm brings him in. The Pop Blossom brings him down. The bullet time reels them in. It's a masterclass from Heretics, and Kana's just teleported in the middle of it. A stun up, a kill, and that is how you team fight if you're a Heretics man.
Just like that, Heretics find an amazing fight in the top lane. KC filled with...
even funny, but we would get the Baron off the back of this. KC now calling that, saying, good, we're going to send Kalista over, but Carlson now pushing to the top side. So this is where you have to start this Baron as Heretics, or look for some sort of turn and play, quick play onto KC.
Touch him out of rotation. Sheo's going to pop the ulti. It won't be stopped by the steadfast presence, and Yike trying to pop against the wall, but Sheo sent away. For now, the Q's not going to connect. Instead, it might be a turnabout play. KC may have found Sheo, but Q out again. Need the poppy to get in for the steadfast presence. They turn into an ulti and a kill. Kana's down, but the Wombo's in first. Sten gets an ulti on the back end, but Vladdy goes gold. He's already done his job as Yike gets bopped around with the Jack. Entering Carlson makes the team fight his own. Looks sent out, but the underdogs reign supreme.
Heretics get to deal with KC one by one. It's Kana who goes in too quick. And Heretics now, can they look for at least cracking the base, but how much more?
Kalist could do very little in the fight, and now he has to stand strong against 4 members of Heretics that are looking to break into the pace. 20 seconds left on Targamas, 25 on Yike. At the very least, I don't think he's going to defend an inhibitor. The question is, will Heretics look for more?
Gets back with two-shot barrage, gets the kill. That's Sten down, he flashes away from the charm, re-engages, gets the Q down, counter-strike in. But remember, he's got Azonias, and inventory timing's not good. Sheo went early, but mid-air, Carlson strikes a pose. Ace for Sheo, but Team Heretics, the respawns, they're coming back. It's not over yet.
They at the very least get an inhibitor. TP is available onto Kana, and he's coming in.
And Sheo's 1 hit, Carlson might be 2, Camilo might be 3. It's Targums for the engage. Yike there, he re-engages. No, there's no way out with the Spirit Rush. Sheo has to sacrifice his life. That Ignite is a one-shot and a shutdown for Kana as KC chases the rest, and Camilo again has already popped his ulti to Vladdy this time as he doesn't get charmed. We'll get a shutdown as well. And remember, Baron is still up.
Heretics overstay their welcome. They are committed to getting the kill onto Kalist, meaning that they leave no room for their escape. The chase down comes through from KC, and by taking out Sheo, the smite is gone, and KC get themselves a Baron.
Kalist, towers on your glass, and Kalist, your target selection for Heretics is gone, but Camilo still fishing.
It's a good charm. It gets some damage onto Targamas, the engage tool for KC. They're going to be relying on. Camilo's been hitting some good charms, but Sheo instead have been hitting some good engages. Dragon now spawns. 9k, 8k, disengage, no jungler. Burning it down, a free advantage. Oh, no! Camilo takes it! That slide box! It's close to the back right of gold. He has to get charmed up. Meanwhile, Carlson wants to disengage them, get them away because KC are winning the fight, but Yike up against the wall will now lose it all. Camilo is that kind of box.
The fact he steals the soul out from underneath KC, and then Heretics now are TPing into the base. It's just over.
Best smile, maybe best story, I don't know, but Team Heretics came in as underdogs for this series. And now fighter 2 versus 2. In the base, Karmine and Targma stand. One Nexus turret against Baron minions. Is the timer too much to work with? The Shayo now makes it 3.
The respawns are coming through in 20 seconds. Heretics have a lot of time to play with.
Engage on Targma's charm follows soon as well. Carlson gets the stun up and his damage is immense. Carter goes to safety of his turret, but he won't find a single thing. Nexus turret to drop, and Heretics enter the series.
It looks like this game belonged to KC, but Heretics found the picks, they found the pocket to play in.
Into the Nautilus, maybe even face checks a Renekton. You do of course have the Braum or the Xin Zhao as a possibility, but face checking this composition is going to be a scary thing to do.
I think it's also just how effective
It's going to be difficult to lock down a lot of the members on Heretics, especially with the amount of disengage and mobility they have, the fact that Lilia could so easily dance around in the fights. I feel like the big thing that I'm keeping my eyes on though is Kalist on the center. She's just such great late game insurance. We saw Hans Sama just last week do so much work on the champion in the late game of the game, and I think that's completely reasonable. Targa's got to be careful here.
It's a good route, turns into full engage. Shows on the way with Blackhead as well. Targma's up against the wall, the door's now out, but a bit more of a bedtime routine set up for Targma as the explosive charge sets up, and over the wall Show finds. Bloody has already sent out the spiraling despair. He won't be stunned up as passive from Braum is down. 1 kill, the first one at 15 minutes over to Team
Second round of the game, mega work.
TP going to be burned as well. Vladdy makes his entrance, and 4 people now in front of Dragon. If it didn't secure it before, now make 2.
Yeah, already the TP to the bot side for Camilo as well, so Heretics not going to be there in time to try and commit.
Notice, Shayo, recognizing the Dragon's gone, immediately
Too
moves
much.
in.
I'm not sure if he wants the pull, but I'm waiting for this pinch. Kalist finds Flacker from mid. He walked into the play, now flashes out, but the piercing darkness finds him instead. Out, no! Young gets him by the tip of the spear.
Blackhead moving from mid gets caught by KC, and now KC looking to keep Heretics from being able to enter into mid tower, because Rift Herald will be able to take that structure with the help of Kalist here.
A super valuable pick from KC, because Dagda's been talking so much about the wave clear that this Ziggs provides. The moment that he's gone, it just easily opens up this tower. Kalist trying to escort the Rift Herald towards the tier 2. It won't do as much damage, but hey, you'll take what you can get.
Dana for being able to move from this side of the map, and with that, you're able to get control as you need around the Dragon area.
Into a pick, hang on, let's go Dominus. Carlson there, ulti gives an escape, stand, Dredgeline into the turret. Carter plays with him, gets his flash, and KC is using this as a turn. Teleport spells disaster. Dredgeline spells death, the wall not far enough, and a kill over to Kalist. KC play it smooth.
Exactly. Hysterics. Smooth indeed. Kana doesn't panic. He doesn't even expend the flash. Heretics, recognizing Yike on the top side of the map, tried to make a play of their own. The back isn't interrupted, but now they get themselves a kill and they get themselves a tower. Excellent punish from KC as they get themselves a nice gold lead and also the 3rd dragon of the game.
Was a nice little prediction from Kalist on the W as well, catching Sten midway through.
The map from KC. Game 2 is an intense back and forth with picks, blunders, awesome plays from across the board. And here in Game 3, as you guys were saying, the approach seems to be slow it down. Kind of reserve ourselves. Remember that this is, I mean, for both sides, there's a guaranteed 2 more games, including this one. So this slower approach, much more methodical. Take that opportunity to breathe and think about your next move. As the next move for both sides right now is KC secures Arakan as Heretics looks to cross map and attack the bot tower.
But again, it's kind of KC having the better decision making on the map, right? We talked about that quicker reset, get back on the map, push mid, force that play on the top half of the map. And forcing the play on the top half is where the objective is. So even though you train on towers, you're still getting Anakan, and you're still in a position to defend mid. And I think these are the little things that KC are doing.
The Horse Dragon. Baron's up, by the way. And again, I said it before with Anakan, now I'll say it with Baron. With a minute to go, even with Camilo finding top turret, KC have the leverage of having that Baron up at the same
He's
time.
moving back in towards this Dragon, desperately trying to stop this stuff from going over.
Trying to force an engage like that when you have Ziggs Tristani, you want to be poking at your opposition, and KC set the sights to the
Look
Dragon.
at Blackhead, he has no mana in the back of the pit. They need to burn this, get away. And Kana's the only one. It's a steal. Yoke takes the soul. And Team Heretics are going to take the grey screen. Easy as you like. KC outmined their opponent.
I mean, KC just pick apart Heretics. The idea behind how they wanted to play the fight just felt so miscoordinated from Team Heretics. Carlson going in, straight onto the back line. That's what the Braum wants. He wants you to close that gap. And what happens? The second the Renekton tries to get on top of the Senna, the cleanse comes through, the peel is there from the Braum, the heal is ready, and then it creates a numbers advantage after securing that kill. They take out Sheo, and now they get themselves a Baron. And just like that, what was a dead-even game state has ballooned into full KC control.
The ult from the Ziggs to try and steal the Baron bus.
Heretics didn't know how they wanted to play this comp, but it's not an easy comp to play.
Yeah.
You've really got to leverage range, you've got to utilize a lot of patience, and while it's been a slow game, Kallista's continued to stack up. This Senna is about to tick over to level 17 alongside Vladdy, and with this Baron buff, KC are not slowing down. They've already taken one tier 3 tower down, and there's an inhibitor next on the agenda.
You can see Team Heretics are trying to trade. They'll get an objective bounty, but this is not ending here. Inhibitor drops. Top turret's going to go next. KC have easy rotations. Betty, I love you talked about the comp. I'm going to pause for now because it's 1v1 versus Sheo. Sleepy time for Sheo first. Kana tucked him in, and then he went to his own bed.
It's crazy that Kana got the kill before the sleep even came into effect.
Yeah.
Nicely played by Kana. And now the Nexus is in their sights.
I mean, it is because Shadow's down for 40 seconds. Spiraling Despair, Dawning Shadow, everything in the kitchen sink thrown out. Stan goes home. He's hoping to heal up, but if only just he's positioned outward. KC have heals, they have sustain, they have range, they have an open Nexus, and they lock the hell in for this game 3, leaving nothing to chances. Yike leads the ship, and KC one step closer to Fnatic tomorrow.
It was slow, it was methodical, it never gave Heretics a chance in hell.
Drafts from both of these teams, and this is do or die for Heretics. Can they push this to Silver Scrapes, or is KC gonna be walking away with the win here, staying alive in this lower bracket and going
Think
up?
back to last week when it was KC that played into this style of play from G2, and it's an affair that's basically very difficult for the opposition to deal with.
He's poked out for that thanks to Vladdy. He's stolen some rockets on the way, tries to use the AP, but Team Heretics on grubs first. Over the wall, Yike hovers as arrow. It flies, and it hits. And now Vladdy's stuck in place of Skondam Duck. He's dead. Stan took the kill, though. Watching because, again, Flacket has that arrow up. Encore also available alongside Sten. Daisy says peekaboo. There's the arrow, flies and hits Targamas. AoE slow as well, helps out, but Camilo doesn't want to take the trade. His hijacks on cooldown. There's the Encore finally to 2-man, but they need some damage to fly out. Flacket gets the flash from Yike, but meanwhile, Stend is dead. Seraphine's in the ground, and Targamas, while he's getting hit, he's taking so long to die. He resists, and Team Heretics get attacked in jungle support.
Heretics just don't have the damage. The arrow connects onto Targamas. Camilo is hesitant to follow up on a play onto Vladdy. Meanwhile, KC do not spare any time in re-engaging onto the Seraphine. They one-shot Stand with the damage from Vladdy and Targamas, and now they're threatening a dive.
Yeah, and that taking is going to be shown once more under the turret. Camilo's ulti's taken, but it's not enough for Targamas. He refuses as Carlson flashes away. Kana will survive even after the autos come through. Carlson going to Mega, though. Might change the play. Into the orange bar, the boomerang out of range, but again, a red brewing. Bounces, looks for the wall, finds it at the tip of the spear, or rather
There's all sorts of potentially creative plays.
Good to keep an eye out there for because in this game of 15 minutes, short KC do have a lead, about 2,500 gold, but it still continues on. It's like it might be caught out in rotation, slowed down with the beat dropping, the flash away though, Black and Solar Flare kite up front, but the feathers will fly out. Kallis finds one as Stent runs for his life, and KC just keep doing this game, and Team Heretics just can't stand him.
He's so tanky with the aftershock, and also then the support of his team coming through means the target was just able to walk up.
It's a real tough one, so they kind of have to slow the game down, but in the same vein, do you really want to slow the game down against an Ivern? Yeah, because like the front to back isn't necessarily going to get any easier. And the desk was saying that they really did like the draft from Heretics, and I very much agree with them. That you can see all the components, the ideas, the potential side lane options that they have, the pick potential.
Haven't really been able to find these answers to KC as they open up these front to backs in the 4v4. So I think it's just become difficult for Heretics to try and find moment.
Cleaned up a lot of passage of their players, shows testing, but Yike sends out Daisy, good bodyguard.
uncontested
been
dragon.
loosey-goosey with it, seeing if they can just play with their food with Heretics.
Oh,
but
yeah, goose.
since 3 and 4, it's been, hey, we're taking compositions that are much slower.
He's on
Never
a
gonna look
ward.
for picks.
Shay's on a ward, he's on a ward, and he's not tanky again. Where's the aftershock? Maybe a turnabout play though. Good arrow. Carlson has an ulti. Finally killing Targmas on the to-do list, but he flashes it away. No way! Not again! Somebody kill Targmas! It's like watching Kill Bill, but in reverse. As the ulti stolen, but Kamilu chased with an auto for Bloody to take his keep. Targmas is laughing right now.
Aftershock OP.
Is very OP indeed. Targamas, just, I mean, what a better definition of a front line. Kana now acting as support as well.
More people there.
Regrouping with his team. Heretics, they can't do much. Daisy comes down, and there should be another tower secured for KC.
Kana, he's just taking damage from Stem, but they're going to turn it. That turret is not a safety net. Shea front line, Arctic Assault away, bounce away by Carlson, but he just used his Naro. It's on a 5-second cooldown. Solar Flare down, Bloody auto attacks him with the Root Caller. They follow suit. Decimating smash again as KC keep taking more and more and more. And that's 7.5 finished.
I think he's going
Riftmaker, sorry.
Yeah. The Conqueror, it's what you normally see anyway. Artican going to be started off a 2-man secure from KC. Little in the way of a contest from Heretics, given their jungler is sitting on blue buff right now. What a one-sided stomp this is turning into from KC. The gold lead just continues to grow. 7K now with the Artican as well.
No, Benny's, I believe in love stories.
Okay.
I believe in miracles. You just listen to the
Jungler, and I think it really puts into perspective the impact that he had on BDS back when they were consistently a top 3 team in the league.
Right.
Carlson, now he's out of position. He will fall.
Oh, he did.
And it definitely feels like that we're kind of singing the usual eulogy of Heretics to Spring, given the gold lead only continues to grow.
Ooh. Trying to pick Bloody miss. Unfortunate there. Shao hasn't had the best game, and there's the encore. It's out, it's gone. It's Team Heretics swan song. Betty has lined it up, and I think I'm putting the stake in. Apparently they're vampires.
I can't even blame Shao for that one. It was the immediate Mikhail's Crucible from Yike, which meant that Bloody just was able to piece out away from it. So Shao's ult ends up going wide. KC were ready, and now they're tearing through the base. And again, minute and a half until Baron spawns.
Inhibitor's going to be dropped for it. They can't end the game because Black is up in 20. Shao the same, but they'll find mid turret as well with its inhibitor attached. You see Bloody's, or rather Camilla's just down bot. He's trying to get something with the wave, but as that dragon spawns, it'll be third for KC. It'll be 11,000 of a gold lead. And our first seed of the LEC Spring. They are annoyed.
Very well played by Bloody. Really has been the core carry, I would say, here in the final game. Or potentially final game, unless Heretics can find a miracle comeback, given the gold lead now finds itself 10.5K the difference.
They did do it with 13.5. Was it this split or last split?
That's very true. Admittedly, they hadn't lost 2 inhibitors at this point in the game. But
that was against BDS, remember. So, let's see. Optimism. Teleport comes in. KC taking everything from the jungle as well.
I think the problem is that you've already lost your inhibitor and Baron has only just spawned. So Bloody's just going to push in that top wave, create pressure there, and then immediately they go for Baron. And even look at where Carlson's going on the map. He's gone for the bot wave.
I see a Sejuani trying to steal. I see Shao at the edge of vision, hoping for a miracle. He's done it before and he's looking to do it again at 5K. Bloody just checked this push. It's now spotted out, but Bloody sees him. The damage is immense. Getting towards the Baron seems impossible as they held up until he's out of sight. Solar Flare for the slow. Baron is the take. Shao's dead in the end. A valiant effort for their curtain call.
the redemption to finish off Shao as well, with the Baron and the Nexus towers set in the sights of KC. A last-ditch effort from Heretics is all they have left to stop themselves being eliminated from Spring.
They showed up in passes today. They took a game from KC once again, but looks like our first seed were too much. Jumping in, Carlson even denied. Only finds one with the Meganar. It was Targamas again, who remains deathless in this game. At 26 minutes, Kalist is ready to rush in as KC look for the next turret. Camilo ran in. Kalist with the feathers out. The ulti from Kana on his newfound tank. And a bare Nexus in our elimination match as we say goodbye to Team Heretics. KC They're done. They're moving to tomorrow. They've finally dealt with the Heretics. Now, on to the Fanatics.
An excellent final game from